The Freedom Park Lagos was born out of the ruins of Her Majesty's Broad Street prisons. It was reconstructed to preserve the history and cultural heritage of the Nigerian people. This project was launched as the 50th anniversary independence celebration in 2010 in remembrance of Nigeria's foremost forefathers for their patriotism, which ultimately led to the nation's independence from the colonists. Freedom Park, Lagos is a heritage site. It is situated in the heart of Lagos Island. Freedom Park, Lagos serves different purposes as it was a rebirth from a place of oppression to expression, a green space, an art and cultural space, and of course, going by the precedents, a national historical site. Hi, it's MJ Shua here, and today I am visiting the Freedom Park Lagos. Freedom Park Lagos was once called the Queen's Prison or the Broad Street Prison, and this prison was pre-independence, and it has been here for over 100 years. Although the structures that are on ground right now were refashioned or remodeled by the architect Theo Lawson. However, this place has been in existence for over 130 years and it was built by the British masters. Come with me, let's go in and see what happened here over 100 years ago. Actual structure that was here has been torn down, and this is just some representation of the original structure that was here. Now this is it. It has been turned into something very beautiful, and trust me, it still has the representation of everything that went down there. Like, to this point, if you look at these structures, it has a representation of what the inmates were going through. This is a man who has been humbled. You can see his knees, the way he's standing, he's probably tired. This is another man in chains. You can see his hands are in chains and his legs are also chained. So this is what all these people were going through. This is another inmate. He's in the cell and his hands are on the barriers and he's trying to break free. But of course, the irons were very strong. This is another inmate who was tired, probably from the battery and everything. And he was just sitting and was like, oh my God, guys, this place has a lot of history and you would want to come out and explore too, just like me.
Lord, as me stand before you right
This
now.
is what I'll call cell 2. It is one of the cells that was used to hold the prisoners. Now, this is the size of what a cell used to look like, and one cell would usually accommodate 6 inmates. These cells had just one bed and one bucket where the inmates will use to pass out their excreta and urine and they'll dust it in the morning. And usually the strongest person was the one who took the bed. This is the kitchen area where the inmates would come for their meals. Well, they were not so proper meals, but well, this is it. So over here we have the, how will I call this, the pound or the shower spot for the inmates. So whenever they came out of here, they came here to have their shower. We also have another prison over there, which we'll be going to see soon. So they would line up here and say, and remember, I told you that this is only a representation of what it used to be. So it wasn't this fancy, but now, of course, the architect, Theo Lawson, has done us some good to make it beautiful like this, so we can have an idea of what used to go on. It wasn't like this anyways. So over here, we have this beautiful pond that now hosts some tilapia fishes. But then in this pond, there is something very significant and also historical. This is the well, and this is like one of the few original structures that were here and are still here. So you can see the well. This is the well where the inmates used to get water from to do whatever they wanted to do with water. So this structure has been here for over 100 years and it's still here. I think apart from some other things that you would see in the museum, this is just one of the many structures that were here and were not demolished, all thanks to the architect Theo Lawson. Over here we have the pink tilapia and koi fish pond, but basically it is called the koi fish pond, and it is dedicated to the memory of Busola Akinwumi Holloway. She was a filmmaker, photographer, and a fisherman. No, I think we have to go the other way to be able to see the pink tilapias.
Hey, yeah.
Let's see. Oh my God, it feels like they're running away from me. Come on, fishes, don't be like that, don't be like that. You can see them, the water is not so bright, but they're there. Oh my God, they're so beautiful. You can see them even though the water is not so bright. Now here is the last cell, well, the location for the last cell that once existed here, because currently there is no structure that is representing the cell, but this was where the female prison was situated. Also, all female inmates were brought to this place, and they also had a place where they would be hanged, where the condemned were being hanged. And talking about the female inmates, there is one inmate who stood out, who I will talk about later on in this video. Now, to this other side is where the inmates were being hanged. So any inmate that was being condemned would be hung right on this spot. But now it has been turned into a stage where up-and-coming artists come to express their talent, and it's also a safe place for them. This was the assembly point for the inmates, and every morning they were gathered here. They were going to take records of every inmate and know if some were missing or if anybody was on ground. Also, some minor punishments were given to the inmates on this place, but right now it has been turned into the Walk of Fame. So we also have some statues. Behind me you have the Wole Soyinka. We also have Fela there. we have Obafemi Awolowo there. Then these two places are still empty. So, I mean, you can come. Then we have the Akwa Ibom woman here, woman from the South South, and this was the fanning period, a woman in her fanning period, where you had to keep her to get fat, and the fatter she was, the bigger her bride price. I mean, apart from the whole history that went down here, there are some statues in this park that you can use, I mean, to learn about several cultures. Now let's go meet the three white men. These are the three wise men. So from my left, I have Nnamdi Azikiwe, I have Sir Ahmad Bello, and I also have Chief Obafemi Awolowo. But there are three. Let's make it four. The fourth wise person. We are now in the museum where some of the most important items are being kept. Now these are pictures of what the original prison looked like. This was the hanging place for the inmates. All the condemned inmates were hung on this. We also have the whole landscape, or what would I call it? Yeah, the landscape. So this is a closer picture of what the prison actually looked like before it was remodeled. These are items that were found on the site when it became a dumping ground for over 30 years. Some of these items range from the shackles that were used in keeping the inmates, some of the tools they used to labor. These were some of the irons that were hung around their necks as punishment. Trust me, these irons are very heavy. We also have some of the shovels that were used. These are original shovels that were used by these inmates. And down here you can see the chains that were used to restrict them. And this round iron ball is very heavy, and it was used to restrict the inmates from running away. So guys, there's just so much in this place that resonates with the pain that people went through. These are pictures of some of the inmates. The bigger ones are those that were prominent, and then the smaller pictures that you can see are profiles of some of the inmates that were taken and documented and kept up to this day, so that you can have a feel of how many people. Remember, this prison was the first prison to be built in Nigeria, so no matter what happened, this is where you'll be brought to be in prison. This picture up here is what this place looked like before it was remodeled into what it is right now. Right here is what a cell used to look like, and this is an original bed that was found from the cell. That is also a bucket that was used by these inmates. All these things you're seeing here, we've been here over 100 years ago, and trust me, yeah, this is how I feel. Now this is what was used in hanging the condemned inmates. Don't mind me guys, but it's really horrific. Now this is what a telephone used to look like in those days. This was what was used in communicating. Now to the wall of the prison. This is an original wall. It has been here for over 100 years, and it cost 16,000 pounds to build. Also, this is the gate that existed. This was the main entrance to this prison. Now to Esther's revenge, the very special female inmate I talked about. This is the story of a lady who killed her British lover, who took her money, and they went ahead to marry another lady. So upon hearing this news, she stabbed him to death.